What's up, guys and gals? It's Epic here. I hope everyone is having a fantastic day. I wanted to hop on and make a video about the upcoming Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and give you my thoughts on the beta and my expectations and hopes for the game. But first, I wanted to give you a little background on why I feel I can speak on this subject, and then we'll hop right into the video. I've been playing Call of Duty for a long time. The first COD I ever played was Call of Duty 2, but it wasn't until COD 4 that I started playing heavily. And for the most part, my time in Call of Duty is a casual experience. It wasn't until Modern Warfare 3 where I started paying attention to leaderboards and Black Ops 2 whenever I jumped into the rank system. Even still, I'm a casual Call of Duty player. That being said, I am also very competitive. I enjoy being the best person in the lobby, and when I'm not, I strive to be better. But I also enjoy squatting up with my friends and enjoying some casual games. In this video, I'm going to be going over three main topics: gameplay, maps, and skill-based matchmaking. First, the gameplay. I have two opinions on this because I played half the beta on PlayStation and the other half on PC, and they played vastly different. Just to get it out of the way, playing on PlayStation was horrible. And this isn't to knock on PlayStation because I'm sure the experience would have been the exact same if I was on Xbox. But overall, I felt slow and clunky, and the experience was just bad. Moving on to PC though, it felt like I was playing an entirely different game. The movement felt good, the guns were fun to use, and for the most part, I had no issues. To touch on movement a little bit, it felt good, kind of. When the match would first start, I definitely felt like I was moving slow, but soon after, it kind of felt normal. It kind of felt fluid. Slide canceling is sort of gone. I didn't mess with it, but I saw other people trying it with some success, but I didn't feel at a disadvantage for not doing it. The dive mechanic felt good, and to get out of tight situations, it came in handy. And going into a gunfight afterwards, it didn't feel completely awful. So overall, for the movement side of things, it felt really good. With the movement though, footsteps were really loud, and with Dead Silence being a field upgrade, you kind of are just stomping all over the place. Granted, Dead Silence does recharge pretty quickly, especially if you're getting kills, so you are able to kind of use it over and over again. But still, I think we kind of need some kind of ninja perk or some perk to at least dampen our footsteps because you can hear people across the map with how loud they are. Another thing they changed is the minimap. There is no longer red dots on the minimap when you are firing your weapon. And I don't know who's really asking for this or who they're catering to exactly, but I don't know why they changed it. That being said, it didn't really bother me that they were gone. Every time I looked at the minimap, I kind of just played like everyone was using silencers and they weren't pinging on the radar. So it didn't bother me too much that they were gone. I would like to see a return of the classic minimap though. It would just kind of add to the classic COD feel and make it feel more like an arcade shooter that we kind of grew up to love, you know? Moving on to the guns. The recoil on the guns weren't bad, they weren't lasers either. I think my biggest complaint was the visual recoil. And what I mean by that is the gun looks like it's going all over the place, but the actual recoil doesn't line up. And this would cause me to kind of overcorrect in some engagements, but once I got used to it, it wasn't as much of an issue for me. Also, with the guns, the ability to reload cancel is mostly gone with a new mechanic in place that saves the point of the reload animation. I say it's mostly gone because there were times I started to reload and out of habit I'd try to cancel it and would have success. But it was only during the very beginning of the animation that this was possible. And to be honest, I'm kind of indifferent on this feature. If this was how the game were to play, I'd be okay. But if they changed it back, I would also be okay with it. I did find it frustrating at the beginning because I reload after every kill, which is a bad habit. But to combat this, I simply switched my controller settings to tap to interact instead of to reload. This meant I had to hold down my reload button, which meant I had to be more intentional when reloading. When it came to the equipment, I didn't really have many complaints on it besides that the shock darts were a little annoying to go against. Just kind of spraying your weapon there until you get out of the way or until it ends. And the flashbangs lasted way too long, but ultimately I can live with those things. The new perk system was interesting, and I can't say I was much of a fan. Throughout the beta, they also kept lowering the time it takes to get your bonus perk and ultimate perk, so it kind of felt unwarranted to change it. I think a good middle ground to this would be to add a permanent perk 3 and have an ultimate perk that would still charge. And I don't really know if this would work either. I would honestly just rather them change it back in the first place. Second point I wanted to touch on in this video was the maps. The maps were fun and better than maps from Modern Warfare 2019. The only issue I have with them is that they have a lot of corners and weird angles for someone to be hanging out in. If the time to kill was a little bit longer, then this wouldn't be as big of an issue, and to be fair, once I learned the maps, it was pretty easy to predict which corner someone may be in and counter it. So overall, the maps are fun. Minor fixes with some lighting and maybe change up some areas that kind of felt useless, in my opinion. The map Museum was a good example of this, and it was honestly my least favorite map because a big portion of it, there was like a garden area that just no one ever went through. And so it'd feel like just this long run to the other side of the map. I mean, which would be safe, but it just was boring to run through. There wasn't anything appealing about it. Like I said, though, the maps were really fun, and I'm interested to see what the team has in store for us for Modern Warfare 2. Lastly, I wanted to talk about skill-based matchmaking. I know this is kind of a debate amongst the community, and I kind of have mixed feelings on it because I have a competitive nature, but when I'm playing with my wife or friends, I'd like to have just more of a casual experience. But if I wanted to try my hardest in every game, then I'd move to ranked, but that isn't the case. And for public matches, I like to have games where my team dominates. And then it can kind of be humbling when you get in that one game you just get absolutely destroyed. Obviously, skill based matchmaking isn't going to go anywhere in the game, but if they could make it a little less strict, that would be nice. Also, and this isn't about skill based matchmaking, but can we remove joining games in progress? If the game has just started and the score is still low, that's fine, but add a locking system in place so that I don't randomly get thrown into a domination game that is 168 to 13 and the enemy team has full streaks, but whatever, I digress. If I had to score each category out of 10, then I'd probably say the gameplay was a 6, the maps were a 7, and the skill based matchmaking was a 3. I really do think that if they tweak a few things and take some feedback from the community, this could be a top 5 COD in my opinion. And that is coming from someone who didn't like Modern Warfare 2019. And I know that it was just a beta and we can kind of get in the honeymoon vibes, but I'm going to keep my hopes high and my expectations low. We got 2 years of this, so might as well enjoy it as much as we can. Anyways, those are my thoughts and my take on Modern Warfare 2 beta. Let me know what your thoughts were down in the comments below and what you are most looking forward to. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed it and subscribe for more content to come. Feel free to stick around for the rest of the gameplay. If not, thank you for watching.
Dude, is that dead shot?
Yeah, I saw that.
There's 3 on C right now.
Where's your sentry at? Oh, I was playing mine right beside
I'm
it.
on far left side.
Good kills, good kills.
Thinking 12 and 15.
Who was that?
12 and 14.
Was not me.
27 and 5.